small things when they happen. Are we on sweet yard salon? I know we we left for do them bad things them. We they feel almost alone. I know we yard. Famul, this na you yard. Once say plenty thank you. So the one that will subscribe to the channel and we don't like, comment and share with video. And we want to say plenty thank you. So una we get the patience for go na YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, click with video them. Burn una credit for support we watch with video them. Who tell una plenty thank you. If you just to join me today, we want to say do ya press the subscribe button and then you press the notification bell. So anytime we post a video, you will be amongst the first people then we go get with video them.
Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. So the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help me for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. Hello, we beautiful people them. Now we are on all the do. Before I go any further, I want to say very sorry because we take this long for start this program today. But okay, a bit early we come than we not come at all. Because we get things them way we want to with today for you for make you understand waiting don't they happen. Of course, we all know about the big thing we happen today, and the open Parliament, we then go say the fourth session of the Fifth Republic of Sierra Leone, okay? Where now they basically, a ceremony in that way the caretaker can normally go and talk to parliamentarians them on waiting it don't do in the last 1 year. So basically we look at 2020 and 2021 waiting in successes and waiting at the challenges them where it go through, and a small bit you can talk about waiting in intent for do. But we watch all of this and we find out, say, in real opinion, say the promises them very huge. They think them way now I will, where a plan for do them big past waiting it don't do. And then I will there, so for be within the next 2 years, where you compare to Usai it don't come out. You understand? So we did look into some of the I will them today and some of the things that we feel say don't do and the one that we feel say a challenge. We talk about them and then let we see Usai we forgo. But I been they talk to somebody today and something that we remind me of say if wishes were us, beggar will ride. Yes, not true. If it be for say the kind way how we see don't know we wish for beautiful things them. If not so no more we could just say I wish for this, it happen, I wish for this, it happen. Then we know they suffer at all. We find out say this caretaker in words, he get very big plans them. He get beautiful plans them. With only, if only I repeat, he can put all of them plans them day into reality, then we can't read the boom. And then I go tell you for real, if he succeed in all of them things then they, way or chance no good day for the APC at all. But as it is now, it's like say it's still the struggle, waiting at the cause, waiting at the reason, we're not able to know, we're not able to figure them out yet. But notwithstanding that, we hope say things will happen for the best because we want to let things happen. But the promise then, one time we sit down at this program where we talk say, even salon woman, not all man, some, you know, if you get your girlfriend, if you not like param, and all they see you as somebody way so by you know they respect you, you know. So now the reason this way make the one that we can make false life they compete with the one that way very serious in reality, and then you find out say the way they make false life they dominate the way really serious in real life, because some of the women them like that they can give them flamboyant things so that they can give them good promises them they feel good about themselves, and then waiting in the next thing where they do, they don't dey inside and fall for you already, so they not care again waiting. The next thing is me man that day they can buy car, hey me man that day they can be lost, hey me man they can walk under, hey me man. All of that day. I think we dey fall for promises them more than reality, more than things where we dey see. So these people don't really know about things them when a reality and waiting na just fiction. They know say when them promise we dey happy, and when we happy we dey give them all the opportunity for do anything where they want for do it with. So any other minute and hour, then just they do all of them things in the and they do them today, do them tomorrow, do any other day. You understand it? So now then things then we want for look at today. But if you just join me inside the program, want for say welcome. If today na your first time, very big welcome. We not get viewers now, we get family members them. Everybody where they watch with programs, then our family members, we're very close to them in heart. And we as well want for tell you say welcome. Please now go consider for hit the subscribe button, and then you turn on the notification bell. So anytime where we post a video, you'll be able to see things that we come up with, okay? And for you, when are you regular subscriber, when are we regular family member, you know it na the WhatsApp and CNT. At this time, you suppose for to hit the like button. And then you begin call other people for let them come inside. By where are you go share, by where are you go just give them, hey, we had one begin. So now I make myself very sorry that we begin very late today. But notwithstanding that, I want to start with something. I don't give you some of the brief things to me. I want to start with something today inside the program. Let me look at this thing, because this is not the thing we surface na the social media today again. And as soon as we the caretaker, yes, as soon as the caretaker do in how you call this there, as soon as they do in statements, you know, for tell we about the things them way it don't do, and then this surface now the social media, because people they actually click, they actually click and see the things them way it say it don't do, but they find out something from this particular thing where I show you so right now. If you watch, yeah, let's just try for get up zoom for you. Let's just get up zoom for you the exact side. Let you see something, please. May you see something, please. Yeah. Okay. So, watch this. That thing about Supreme Head. Now then say, His Excellency the President, Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Supreme Head of State, and Minister of Defense, Grand Commander of the Order of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Fountain of Honor, Freedom and Justice. So, in your own small idea, what do you think say wrong with that particular thing there? What do you think say wrong with you think say anything go wrong with that particular thing there? Let's see if we click. Let's just follow the live chat quick. Let's see if we can really click what's wrong with that. If anybody can catch up with that and see if it's wrong. Okay. All right, so basically, waiting this they go about. If you watch this side where they say Supreme Head of State. So basically, then they don't change from the 1991 Constitution, yeah? If they don't change, we not get anything like Supreme Head. Because it says Supreme Head, na total supremacy, take control of every arms of government. In the all thing. It commanding, they get total control of anything. But in the 1991 Constitution, they say Supreme Executive, we mean say it get total control of the executive arm of government, not a Supreme Head. So this one is something where they pick them up, and indeed we say follow and see say yes, not a Supreme Head of State is supposed to be, it for be Supreme Executive, because you go for you go see say natural not or anything we serious, but yes, it gets serious meaning into we constitution, because this one those days before the 1991 constitution, nothing where we've been the use, because not being one party system, yeah, nothing not been operate proper one. But now we get multi-party system. We mean say they don't change them from 1991 to from supreme end of state to supreme executive. You get them? So basically, now this thing so we did look at today. Anyway, my name is Sembe, and today my brother by boy not able for join me inside the program because they get two other things them we they try for put in place for the things go on well for this particular program. So now the reason and the way make and not able for join me today inside the program. So the first thing we I want for we look inside today, basically I want we go now this same Parliament, because all of which we deal with today na Parliament, but let we touch in the area of I call them the main opposition. The main opposition party na Parliament, you know, let we hear waiting the leader of the main opposition party na Parliament, they actually think about the whole speech of the caretaker, okay? Not going on, sir, please. We'll come back just now.
I'm using it. Welcome to AY Visa.
Thank you very much.
You've had the statement from His Excellency the President, cataloging his achievement and what he intends to do. What does this mean as to you as members of the opposition? Was this what you were expecting?
Well, firstly, I want to thank the President for delivering his speech. That is what is expected of me. But then basically, the speech has been very, very conservative.
In what sense?
Basically, the things he spoke about that he has achieved, be it the economy, infrastructure, and this, when the debate starts proper in Parliament, you'll hear them. Most of the things he talked about are achievements he inherited. They are not his actual achievement, except for the free education and the steps he's taking towards making sure that the education is not just free but with quality, and that it is all encompassing. As at now, he talked about the feeding program. We know that there are many challenges. We hope that those challenges will also be surmounted. But the economy is nothing to write home about.
But when we say government is continuity, things he inherited.
No, that is it. No, we agree. But there are things that we should acknowledge as things that happened in the past, whether he had completed them or not. This is what we used to do in the past. But for the picture to be painted as if they are new, brand new, it's also a challenge. We heard about the Lunge Bridge. He says we've been talking about pre-feasibility, not the feasibility. It's pre-feasibility.
And the cost has been reduced as well.
1.2 billion is still ridiculous. We could do a new airport at Mamama, as we've talked about, and start a new city. 1.2 billion is not a small amount. $1.2 billion. Whether it's PPP, whether it's a BOT, whether it's if it is a grant, we will advise also for it to be invested in a place where everyone will benefit from it.
What do you make of
the environment? He talked about the environment.
Yes.
We know that there is a challenge in the environment. He talked about transportation. We know that there is a challenge. Many things. We hope that we will move forward from this point. But when the debate starts proper, you will definitely...
He spoke about his flagship program, which is the free quality education, which for him has been very successful with more enrollment, and they're planning to do more. What do you make of that?
We talked about enrollment again the last time. Achieving enrollment is one step. Definitely the free education is something all of us have supported and will continue to support. It's a laudable venture, it's a laudable challenge, and it's something definitely that all of us should come on board to support. There are many challenges still, many, but as an opposition, we'll continue to support government in making sure that those bottlenecks are also cleared.
The president ended on the call for national cohesion, everyone working together. As opposition, are you committed to that?
We have been committed. We are committed and will continue to be committed. We don't pay lip services to these things. When they say national cohesion, we don't want to hear words. We want to see tangibles. The way they are treating the opposition is not calling for national cohesion. When you talk about national cohesion, you must do the things that will in themselves bring forward national cohesion.
Was it deliberate not to walk out today, or to some extent interrupt the president in his statement?
You know, we are not a party that enjoys walking out. What happened in the past had happened, and it's hard to happen then. But moving forward, you've seen last year we're here, this year again we're here. We'll continue to support government in the right venture.
Okay, so that basically now the main opposition leader na parliament been they giving you opinion or give what you think in summary what you think about the statement of the caretaker na parliament, you know, on the things them way he say he don't achieve already. So I been ask a question. So if people then click about this supreme head, I don't attempt for explain them, but I will still go back and see what people them don't say because I ask them for do. Let's take this Femi say freedom and justice. Okay, Abdul Rahman Sanko say Mada, according to him, said is governments have made the road from, okay, this one I not reached to Dande yet. I just want to go into the thing I ask. This one from Kumsi Kai. It says Sierra Leone doesn't have supreme head of state because we are not in a one party or dictatorship state. We are no longer in slavery but democratic state. Although failed BO wants to take Sierra Leone back to the era which is leading to his grander, let me see more, grand evacuation soon in 2023. Okay, this one now from Facebook. Let's see within the YouTube get it's the law not him that is supreme. Okay, Mohammed Samura say it's the law not him that is supreme. Okay, let's see. Really, please let's all right. So far now that then say now let we go now to you don't hear waiting China say already. I'm not go into that one day means a proper one. Rather I go begin bringing the issue then to you one after the other. Follow we see how best we can attempt for analyze then things in the okay, because like we say the promises them look beaucoup past the reality, the action. We know say this caretaker in what's supposed to be talk and do, but as it is now it's like for say now talk and do, talk and do. It means say the talk done the plenty past the do, the promises done the plenty because them feel say they can just promise and get away with all of them things and they. So let we can go now. I want to start with infrastructure. Yeah, in 2015. Yes, the now, you know, clerk of parliament in a program where we be host the time where the work BBC Media Action. It say in the area of infrastructure, and not feel say we need infrastructure because we country not they compete for any international thing. So why we for pay attention on infrastructure? But here we are today, the caretaker they take note of infrastructure very serious. But I don't know. You listen to what in China say, he say most of the things them where the caretaker talk about, not on new things them, not things them where them they don't do in the past, now it take credit for. But we find out say, this government in particular, anything where the last government do, where they consider as bad, now in then they put na the fana. But anything where the last government do, where they feel saying a good thing, then they take and put on their own side and make on their own achievement. Yeah. And the actual thing, you know, then say government na continuity. If bad thing they happen, correct them. If good thing they happen, you take praise for that one day. So I think say the caretaker supposed to work in both sides. Yeah, but now we they take the bad things them, send them to outside come out, and the good things then we take and make with your own achievement. Let me go quick one inside the issue of infrastructure. We come back just now.
Infrastructure. My government has argued from the outset that purposeful infrastructural projects will expand the economy, support job creation, and support service delivery right across the country. We have made significant progress in constructing over 200 kilometers of major township and trunk roads in the western area and some parts of the provinces. Among these are the Lumley-Toke Road, the Hillside Bypass Road, Phase 2, the Mayamba Junction and 3 bridges, Banajuma Road, the Bendebu Kailan Road, the Boti Konko Road, the Waniti Maishaka Road, And they will come win university in control. Citizens can see the great progress that this government has made on each of these well-constructed roads. Work is either in progress or we soon start on additional critical roads in the east end of and central districts and west end of Freetown. Funkia, Godrich, Waterloo, Bo, Kenema, and Bombs. Regraveling works are underway for 40 selected roads nationwide, totaling to about 1,780 kilometers. These roads are linked by key feeder roads that will enhance connectivity and access to market and services. My government will forward to Parliament a review of the Professional Engineering Registration Act of 1990 to regulate the practice of engineering. When enacted, the law will ensure that quality standards are met at all infrastructural projects, thereby reducing the high public expenditure on works maintenance projects and the safety risk associated with poor quality construction. Government is also working with the European Union and the World Bank to replace 13 cable ferry crossings in the country with modern bridges. In response to the collapse of the Savage Street Bridge in September 2020, my government completed the reconstruction of the bridge and opened it to traffic within 3 months as promised. My government will, in the future, engage much more proactively to prevent such crises. My government is also comprehensively rehabilitating and making disabled-friendly public buildings nationally. My government has successfully planned, designed, and negotiated the reconstruction of the new airport terminal project at Lomé. This $270 million project by the Turkish developer, the Suma Group, will construct a new passenger terminal, a new presidential VIP terminal, a new parallel taxiway to the existing runway, a new air traffic control tower, a new search and rescue and firefighting facility, as well as rehabilitate the existing runway with ultra-modern navigational aids. This is a build, operate, transfer agreement that requires no funding from the government. During the COVID-19 period, this is the largest private Turkish investment in sub-Saharan Africa. For urban road safety, my government is considering installing 7 pedestrian bridges, about 35 traffic lights, and 500 street lights in Freetown. My government has completed the pre-feasibility study of the Longa Bridge. My government has completed the pre-feasibility study of the Longa Bridge, and the cable stay design concept has been reviewed to reduce the cost of the bridge to $1.2 billion. The bridge construction has also been identified, and once ratified by Parliament, work will start. study of the Lunga Bridge and the cable stay design concept have been reviewed to reduce the cost of the bridge to 1.2 billion. A developer to finance the bridge construction has also been identified, and once ratified by Parliament, work will start.
Okay. All right. So now you don't hear it for you, 70. I think this now the things them way is say. Let us go and link this to within the opposition leader been say Cherry Coco. Now let I highlight the bridge, the roads them again, and then I link them for you to some failure you see. This government don't really try, yeah. If you look at this, then they replace 13 cable ferry crossing. This simply means then ferry them where they can draw, where then they tie cable under, then they draw, then they cross 13 of them, then they replace them with modern bridges. This is a very good thing because we don't see them few days. Then this BNTM, some of them ferry there, so they sink. One time in the way they say they get time for the ferry. Somebody take the ferry because it's urgent, they want to go cross, it go sink, and other people them left. Okay, so we see if this change again, it will be very, very good, yeah, for we country. In same way, so say under the infrastructure, then one for do disabled friendly building them, you know, then they that day again, I think we been done this thing for long time ago. For let the building them be accessible to disabled people, physically challenged people. Let's say, for example, if you go to your building, the lift gets problem. You get for worker from 1 to 9th floor, yeah? Waiting they happen if this person gets something for go do. It get for strain, we don't see that and they happen, especially some of them we can go find the daily bread in that particular place there. The same way, so this not the in them way it say it they do. When a new one them that the table so force. And then it tell you about 7 pedestrian, you know, bridges them. That is some go get for them at the side, or some they way maybe not overhead because of the riskiness of that particular area, how dangerous the place be. It go get for give overhead bridge and all of them things and then. They talk about the streets like this street like I've been in my opinion I've been facing them for we don't even begin the test, yeah. But from where you know the last government test na Congo Cross. Yeah, the lights and Congo Cross, that's the end. This government, like close to 1 year now, they don't think about this lights, then street lights there so, but we not see it happen it, and up to now we not see say they don't even do the study done, and then until we say then they recruit people them, we go out, sit down at different places, they mark certain things them for make sure say they do them, and then we get a plan like by this March them for be not able put things them in place, but as we talk so now, nothing like that, and they don't put them back say they will. Then go do them. Okay. And of course, they talk about the Lunga Bridge where they say they don't do pre-feasibility. That means it can just be say we just come and watch or we just write paper and say, okay, this now so it could be, now so it could be. They not do the proper visibility study it for see how it go get for Talek. We just get 2 years for go. Yeah. And the cost again, they don't cut them down. It been there pull, they don't pull them. Now it been forget train. I'm very sorry. It been forget train. They don't pull the train. The cost me don't come down. Now they don't cut the cost back. It don't go to 1.2 billion. We don't know no more now Sky Bridge where the one can give you. Because members say how the value of the bridge can down. So the quality of the bridge can down. And you get for look at all how we get for put things in place. This na bridge, na water, long water. So we get for look at all them things and why the president the can down like that no more. Wait again they don't pull. First them is saying that the train no don't pull, the extra train line. Now they don't pull. Okay, then the school. Now, waiting again the don't pull, we need for look into that one day, or then just to try for give you some things them again, wait for make we they consider and nothing how they go on. But me, I always believe in my uncle. I believe in my uncle good one. But if he disappoints you again, then I go meet an in ballot box. But I go tell you this for real. If this man able to go 40% of the bridge before 2023, APC. APC na problem. But now let's go to the one them where they take credit for when not to in your project. It's a 200 kilometer roads, yeah. It talk about the Lunge Toke. La link for you this one first. Lunge Toke, hillside bypass. Okay, la left inside. Lunge Toke. It talk about the Limcoquin Road, that Regent Road. All of this been the part of Anes by Coma in Ring Road. If you watch proper one, it be already begin them things there. So also we get right now, I would say one of the fine road inside we had that Hillcourt Road. Yeah, you see how them bilam, gentle, how you bilam, and it's by command project Sunday. The ring road for go take around the Regent, then you take the Peninsula Road, it go round this Lumley Toke Road. This now all Anes by command in your project them. Okay, let me look at this hillside bypass road. This hillside bypass road, not to Anes by command you now from Tijankaba. Now inputs the framework and everything, but now Anes by Coma actually begin them, and then you go the first phase. The second phase now, well, caretaker BO say instead they can do the second phase of the road. This is a very good thing, like cool something. But let's look at this Moyamba, this Bobanda Juma, and Pendembo Kaelaun. And all of this, you know, nothing the way we don't begin, you know, they don't go some percentage into them before Anes by Coma left the former caretaker. Let's look at this Wellington Massacre Road. Wellington Massacre Road now also will get toll gate. Remember I said this toll gate, for example, we begin for Wellington, Tego Massacre. Nothing this way the SIPP been don't cry about, good one. But when they come, then take the same toll road, because we visit them for renewal or revisit the contract, but now the same thing they go on with, and now they don't put her under the project of success, you know. Thing where they don't cry down in the past, now then they use them for bluff say now we from Wellington to Massacre. If you listen for and the caretaker talk about them, and this not a road where they begin, a road where they criticize, but now road now you say this now we can say in the past you don't criticize them, but now you the praise them. We mean say the last caretaker himself do well na that side, although them been done decide for say no, not a good thing this, na bad thing, but now we don't say yes. Then we be don't say a bad thing, they don't come now and tell we say it's a very good thing, because now instead don't put her as part of an achievement then inside we had. Of course, this Limcoquin, I talk about the ring road, all of that then things there. So now the things them this so where it do. If you watch in the way it do, plus the one them do well, not in the way it do, the in them way it wants for do. Because if you look 5-1, all of waiting in highlight and not do it. All of the one then way it take credit for now the things that we emit. Government now all about continuity. Eh? My uncle get sense. If I be go inside the reggae for make sure say it fits inside the boots. Where they can say what they call them puss in the boots. Yeah, it's a bit where I'm for let just fit a good one. So now and then all of waiting it talk about the 200-kilometer road. Remember see the road they are all and we don't talk say they're expensive. Then bridges they are all that Moyamba bridge that how you call them Berry Bridge and all of them things then they remember that Berry Bridge now things that this all way they don't secure fund for during the last government. So now then they implement all of them things there. So all of them things there so now success for this government because now they put them into reality. Yeah. But if you watch not to them begin not to the idea, not to the anything. Now just that then continue with them because they meet all of them projects and they but yes now we government and then they continue the rights to continue them. But only one then where them put to paper and pen say then one for do not come to reality yet. So anyway, if you just join with this the program we had, my name is Mbepe, and today we will look at the caretaker in statement we make in Parliament today. As it talk about the last 1 year, waiting it don't do, waiting at the challenge and waiting a plan for do. Now we try for bring to you so today, and we just don't talk about infrastructure. Now let we move from infrastructure, let we take something else, because one of the things then we talk about, we create one kind of big boot today. That kind of thing where people go say, I not believe. People can get all kind of way out and style that particular thing there. So let we can see how we can go into that one day and address them, yeah? Let we go into the issue of electricity and water. Before I go into that, remember, say for water especially, for the water, the caretaker be don't tell we say, for make the government not able to provide water when a basic thing for people them na criminal neglect. He say, him be the pass na street, he dey see picking them, they wake almost o'clock morning, they go with avoline them, you know, for go get water na street. This dey make them dey late. Yeah, he say he even see water well inside the main city, where for him e not necessary at all. So water business inside the western urban and rural na problem, let alone talking about the rural proper, you know, we go say upline. So now let me see wetin e don do with regards this water and electricity. Pay attention, please. Listen and listen carefully. I come back just now.
Increasing energy access. My government sees vigorous energy sector reform as critical to economic growth, health, and social well-being. More households are now connected to the grid than in 2018. We have increased electricity generation and transmission capacity over the last year. We will augment generation capacity with 87 megawatts of confirmed investment in the sector. And we will soon commission a 6 megawatt solar park in Newton. Electricity supply has been restored to Lunsa. 39 communities are to be electrified along the CLSG West African Pole's 225 kV transmission network, including Zibi and Poturu in the south. Kakamakuram and Jayama in the east. Nimikoro included. And Masimbi, Bumbuna, Matutuka, Kamalu, Kamaki, Ikoro, Paluku in the north. We now generate sufficient electricity in Freetown. But we inherited a defective, decadent transmission and distribution system that is incapable of evacuating and transmitting power that is generated. This is made worse by the deliberate vandalization by ill-motivated citizens of transformers and installed equipment. Therefore, let me state that citizens who are engaged in such vandalization activities will face the full force of the law. With support from the World Bank, my government is currently addressing the perennial problem of load shedding and massive inefficiencies in the power evacuation and distribution in Freetown by expanding or upgrading the 33 kV, 11 kV grid in Freetown. Distribution transformers and lines are also being installed in 33 unserved communities. The vendor supply process for electricity meters means meters are now easily available. In collaboration with partners, we have commissioned 50 rural mini-grids and 4 smaller pilot systems in 54 chiefdoms, with 8,000 household connections in beneficiary communities, and another 44 mini-grids are being developed in 44 chiefdoms in the country. Planning and rural electrification units have been set up to supervise rural electrification activities, develop regulations, and develop cost-reflective tariffs. The electrification of 7 district towns, Kabbalah, Kambia, Moyamba, Kailam, Pujong, Bong and Matru, is well underway. Phase 2 expansion of the Bumbuna electricity dam is also in progress. Access to water. My government will present legislation for the better management of interventions in the water and sanitation sector. Additional measures have been developed for dam safety, water use and catchments, groundwater use, pollution control, water consumer services, and service provider reporting rules. With support from the World Bank, my government is rehabilitating the water treatment plant at Babadori Dam and installing a 4-kilometer distribution network for improving water supply to Bangbaila, Malema, and Kaningo communities. With funding support from the Millennium Challenge Corporation, we have started universal water metering in the western area with near completion of water kiosks, 5 in Aberdeen and 6 in Kintown, and the installation of 5 kilometers of distribution pipelines. Government is also installing gravity-fed water systems across several communities in Waterloo, Mambo, and Hamilton, and additional gravity-fed water systems in Kono, Kwenadugu that will serve thousands of citizens. Government has procured 13 Bowsers to support community water supply efforts in poorly served areas in Freetown during the dry season months. A 6-ton rural water supply project funded by my government will benefit 1.5 million citizens around the country. It will rehabilitate, optimize, and expand existing water facilities such as water intakes, treatment plants, transmission mains, distribution networks, and metering. Solar-powered boreholes with stand posts and distribution lines have been installed in various communities to serve thousands of people. More measures will be taken to increase access to potable water.
Okay, so now in there. You don't listen fine waiting it say compared to waiting it been tell we during a campaign and waiting it be done the tell we from where it become, you know, the caretaker of we yard. Now let me look at this. It says 39 community to be electrified. And one of the side where everybody smile or laugh for, now the area where it say then they can make the lights go na Kamalo. Of course, you know we then call Kamalo, other you go associate than the with yeah. It's simply they try for tell you say Dr. Samora Kamara no able to care lights in your place, but in the can care lights to Dr. Samora Kamara of the APC. So this make everybody laugh. So because they can score political points against Ion, the way they also contest for the 2018 election. But one side day when incessive, where a day about for read that particular line day is scared, is shock force, because I think in your self, in your self thoughts, in your mind, it thinks say waiting it can say not correct, waiting it can say not right. So he even scared, for make the word come out. Now the word we say, it don't right now sufficient electricity they inside. We always say sufficient. It means say enough. It means say plenty. It means say. In other words, you go say, if not to 24 hours, sometimes like 20 hours, yeah, because sometimes you want for just break one to waiting, since we still equip with the electricity. But if you reach to that point where you say sufficient, where you go inside the electricity business, you just find out say some area then they, apart from the fact that transformer theft then they, or whatever that they will get for come there to, and I will come to just now. But you find out say some area then they lights not day. Some area don't go 1 week, some them they go 1 month without light, and some them light they come, it go, light come go, light come go, light come go. We make other places them they experience fire and other things them. So when it reach to this way, it is sufficient. I think this might make the biggest thing, you know, na the social media. Freetown get sufficient power supply. On my Allah, what? Are you kidding me? Caretaker, are you real? Now you talk? Okay, I can understand because NSSF is scared. Because I'm not too sure of waiting a one for say that make it scared before he say that particular word. So all man be very confused about that particular word the way he say. And they ask now a question, if he really honest with people with regards waiting he they say. Because I can tell you for real, when you are live and people live and things them where people not go able to forget quick access to. For example, if you want to talk about the 8 digits where then they talk about say they don't carry country now to single digits, for example, ordinary man not go able to understand that one day, so they can get away with them. But when you come and talk about bread and butter, when you come and talk about light, you come and talk about other things them, yeah, the school education, people in the see, they know. So even if that person they not go school like me, we not get NPSC certificate, or just birth certificate I get, you not go able for tell me say light day. Where for example, na my generator put on for able forget this thing. Yeah, when I want we they get power supply, all of them things in there. Then you come and tell me say, you know, light day, sufficient light day. We they ask now, come on, where the light? Okay, yes, light day because we the burn fuel for we own generator them. Yeah, so sufficient. But again, if you look not true, you could ask a question, but already the tongue, then they cry for electricity and power shuts down, this and that. Who's them the caretaker don't sleep na presidential lodge without else are not supplying light? Elect na anything with them for do, they do light for this. So yes, sufficient light because in the sea light 24 hours. It in the office where the sea light. It go na also in the sea light. It go na in village where they get light. So you see, it must get a big plant where they work out with where they get that light day. So yes, it gets sufficient light, but the people not they enjoy sufficient power supply. It talks in they can they don't get 50 rural mini grids, you know. And one very interesting thing when at this phase 2 of the boom boom, phase 2, you don't tell when they sing about that. And it's by sing about phase 2, but it not come to reality. Let we see, it don't come put more on phase 2 again. This phase 2, it get woko caretaker. Me the time when me go na boom boom now, where I see the plant and other things them. Where honest by been go click the first one for the boom boom, the phase 1. Waiting me see with waiting then at the phase 2, I think again bokuoko caretaker you go get that money there. But anyway, money then we had. So I think say if you want for do I do am, but not talk with you no go able do back like me I go vex. Alright, so we move. So let we talk about water small bit because the light tune we all know. Me you the see at the sea, so we all know if caretaker and say don't scared for pronounce that particular thing or for read that particular line there, it means say NSSF not too sure of waiting a one for say, yeah. So low not to worry about that one. Let me go to water. Water basically in this it been saying a criminal neglect for let the government not able to provide water. And water well inside a whole city in this modern world, water well. Okay. Look for example, Dubai not get half of the riches the way we get. Yeah, these are the talking for both governments. Dubai not get half of the riches the way we get. Dubai then aside when a desert water not there, but then find ways them for lay water inside pipe borne water 24/7. Now we surrounded by water, you know. Then get this word we didn't say. If the fool they now only fool now they surrounded by water, then it they cry thirsty. Who that fool no more? Now water they round them, but still they cry. Hey me I want drink. Hey me I want drink. Because look at we country. Look how you go say the landscape of farm or you say the topography. Look, if you look right around the geography of we country, the way how we country is surrounded by water. Any side you go water, any side you go water. But yet still, people in the starve for water. Yet still, people in the go na hospital for go born, water not dey na labor room for let they able for adjust themselves. People then the day for get pure water for let them sterilize, pass then go buy packet water. With some of them packet water then they say then get question. But yet still, we're not able to provide pipe-borne water na den side here. The situation now they go worst every day. They go worst. Yeah, if not away, other people they don't come inside for can rescue Cottage and Macaulay Street Hospital. We safe not come to reality it. We don't know when, but we don't know what thing will get for happen. By now, we know for the think of borehole. We know for the think of water kiosk. We know for the think of buying 13 bouncers them for the supply. Now, when we reach to them point, buy bouncer, buy a water kiosk and all them things in there, it means say we not get any plan for make water pass na the pipe them. I'll tell you this in real sense. Sometimes then if you watch, this area go there, water no dey kaya, but if you go na that other area, the water they go there. It's simple. Not to for say na the pressure or water no able for go. Now because most of them pipe then they, if na lie, Guma Valley let them open one pipe. They tell you, let them give you example of the pipe we run from west to east, or when last. If pipe no burst, if the pipe no burst, then shut them down, they repair them. They know they ever repair them. So we get enough water, and the water then they able for run go any side. But because of the dirty don't full up na the pipe them, don't make water not the able for waka na the pipe then good one. Because remember when them pipe then that makes some thinking this if you get water, you put your cup or whatever, you see bolo come for the inside no more. Now that make them can tell you say no go hang na pump so and drink because you don't know what's in the kind say you go just swallow. You understand? So we got enough water. We not even need to get water well for begin the borehole, the pump like for saying a Jimmy the gym. Or other things them. We just need for use we brains. Let we not like that full man where water surround we, but yet still with the cry thirsty when that we don't live with for almost years now. Caretaker, you be don't tell we say the last government don't commit with them called criminal neglect, you know. So let you not go back into the same soup. We they expect much from you. Water dinner we had. You know, like the Babadori dam we talk about. So if you do that, they're able for supply some other side. We get things that we need for put. The government in, government out, any side we then call reserve. Now then they go back then sell. Although sometimes we back now we can go encroach before government say okay take them. But we get for put things in place for let we know they go now they reserve area then they where we go say water catchment area where they make with the suffer because when we build now then catchment area then they waiting that mean say we they cut off the water way for the run down go inside the dam not they go you cut her. In fact if you not divert them you they make it dried up. Because you don't dig, you don't put concrete or other things and they dry up. And then we suffer at the end of the day. But apart from that one day, plenty ways then the way we can able for get water, purify the water, and then distribute them in a pipe for people. We make, if possible, they write up Sambangura building. For example, Sambangura building. It just need for open in tap. In no complain the water they cannot look the other day Augustine so Sembe Mara been they tell we say water in fact water now are the worst. They tell we say in pipe in pipe na in kitchen and don't know where last water can inside it. So if you watch not of us say water not they inside around though. But because of the pipe them way for connects the water then they not the rich outside for rich. People need for get sense. So this is not about PhD. Not to forgo Cambridge, this and that. Put things them down. Read the natural things them and see what thing they happen. We lack the system of maintenance. And as long as we know the maintain with system, we go always decry. It's very shameful for you get system, you get everything, but yet still. You get riches, but yet still you cry poverty. Very sad. Very, very sad. It's very sad. So this caretaker, I expect them for let it do something instead of they put money per bouncer, put money per water kiosk, use them, put them per pipe. Let them just do what we call maintenance. Go into them big trunk, them big pipe, them main pipe, then they change some of them. Like how you say you change the lines they right now for the electricity. Change some of them, yeah, and then you see something they happen very unique where you see stuff no go expect it happen. Okay. Anyway, this is the program we had. My name is Nasembepe, and today we talk about the 2020-2021 report where the caretaker give today na Parliament for talk about things them we don't achieve and things them where is still the struggle with, okay? Okay, so we remove now, and let's see who's other thing we go take again inside the program. It talk about this week caretaker Alekame. It talk about thing them. Okay, sorry man, sorry. We got beaucoup things that we don't talk about for today. Let me just take another issue and come with an insight so we go able to see exactly who side we for go. Okay, now we don't talk about electricity and water. We don't talk about infrastructure. Also, we don't see things them we don't come up from different area them. Waiting now while we talk about, let we go now into the issue of one big issue then at the ground right now. Big issue. Yeah. We're going to fishing quick. Yeah. You know, we get this issue of Black Johnson Beach, where they talk about the Chinese, where they say the Chinese they don't hand over the this particular area, about 20 almost acre, or if I get it right, or 200 something acre land, where they say, according to people, they say they want for do fish meal, where then they come catch small fish then or whatever, then they make something else, yeah. But they say no, and according to the government, they get economic impact we will create for we and make we grow. But let me listen first to what the caretaker say, yeah.
Fisheries. My government has put in place effective fisheries management and governance policies to achieve our sustainable fisheries and biodiversity conservation goals through a strengthened policy and regulatory framework, scientific fish stock assessment and data collection, and deterring and minimizing illegal, unreported, and unregulated activities in our territorial waters. There is now, more than ever before in the history of this country, greater transparency in the fisheries sector. On the website of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, we now publish a registry of vessels with vessel monitoring systems, fisheries management measures, and revenue generated from licensing, fines, and other charges. My government has improved infrastructure for fisheries, fisheries development, and access to international markets. I recently commissioned the Sierra Leone Fishing Company's ultra-modern fishing processing facility at Kisi Dockyard that will enhance fish value addition for domestic and international markets. To further boost fish production through aquaculture, government has collaborated with the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, to acquire a fish poultry feed making machine. Under the International Belt and Road Initiative, my government has received 55 million United States dollars as grant from the People's Republic of China to construct a fish harbor and its ancillary structures. Landowners will be fully compensated and all environmental due diligence will be done. The Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources will work with all stakeholders for the effective implementation of the project. When fully operational, the fish harbor will support the growth of the fisheries sector.
Okay, so I think these are some of the things that we try to talk about. You don't listen, the caretaker very much serious and passionate about in fish harbor and the $55 million we don't receive from China. No wonder the last time we called the Chinese caretaker for talk about for congratulate them on the relationship, because we talk on the other day say a lot of benefits the way we get from China, but now as they say, nothing goes for nothing. Yeah. And I don't know if I get that well. I don't know if na the Madingo people them say Baraka Siga Baraka fa and go and can. Yeah. So if you the give, if China the give, they not they do one for free, then they expect for get back from we. And whatever consequence we get for face, yeah, we get for go into for we safe. We not they not get anything for suffer for. You know, find out say most time, you know, the Chinese people, for example, other side and the way then they reject them. Because most of the things that we they need now in country right now they not get as so fast they come down to Africa and they can see how best they able for full we. If we big guy, they give we something we go make we smile, and then they use everything we they want to get from we. And because most of the things that we can say benefits from them, but the question where you could get for ask now, how beneficial some of them things they are so that actually be to we. How really them things they are so don't benefit we. Because this one now, you find out say you can't make let the Chinese them please, and then you get people them way, for example, na fisherman them, then they that area they use for fishing. You get people them way na land owners them, and other set of people them way they actually don't the benefit from that. You get people them way get almost acre land. We remember say this na the protectorate. We get almost acre of land way na private land them way people them don't actually get where they inherit, you know. But as it is now, the government then they label all of them places, then they say now government land, you know. When me and you know say some people they really buy the land them from the government or whatever. In those days, you know, I've been talk to somebody again a few days ago where they talk about how they buy land. He try to show me the documents, and documents then they not they exist anymore, you know. And them money then they not exist anymore, but yet still now the legal property them buy them from the colonial master them or whatsoever those days, you know how we been telling. But now most of them people and they lost the land to government. You see that the government say they get boku, they don't forget their land, and they you see that the government say we want for use them for development. So the question now we ask, some of them things they are really the benefits the people them. You know, other people will say, how comes where you for go get land na so. But if you look, for example, some of them we they upline them, some sign on upline. Plus in order just the gap go able for get land na the inside and they. You understand? I think now the same thing this way been done the happen so far, where in this western area, rural and urban. You know, one set of people themselves, they don't they get ownership to their land there, but you find out, say, even apart from the western area, say, you know, people are really they suffer right now. They suffer with regards this particular thing where we call land business. Although the caretaker say it's very serious for let people go actually get land, because he talk about that one day, he talk about this land reform, you know. And if you talk about land reform and all of them things, then it means say you need for make people benefit from waiting they're supposed for benefit. But anyway, let me go now and hear from the minister, inside the minister of fisheries, as them be give snap interview on this Black Johnson issue, the fish mill or this fish harbor waiting column and all of this thing. Let me listen to this interview before I attempt for going to run quick.
Madam Minister, you had the President highlight issues around the fishing sector. There's been a very contentious issue with the Black Johnson, the fish harbor and fish farm issue. What's your reaction to the public reaction to that issue?
Sierra Leoneans, we're doing everything for your good. There is no such thing as fish farming. In fact, we closed the water for 1 month so that the younger baby fish can grow into adult fish. So by the time we go back by the end of this month, we will see the growth in the fish, and there will be more fish stock in the water. So there is no way I can now bring in a fish meal to catch this same baby fish that I'm protecting to become a meal for either piggeries or aquaculture. That's number one. The fish harbor. It's a project that is very, very good for us in Sierra Leone. Currently, we have jetties, fishing jetties all over the place. We'll be able to harmonize. We'll be able to get our fuel not out at sea, but onshore. And obviously, other vessels will be able to come into our waters to do local landing. So we'll be able to encourage more. And
the project is going on.
Yes, the project is going
But
on.
the concern has been the environment, the areas. Most Sierra Leoneans believe, yes, like you said, we should have such projects, but the area, Black Johnson seems to be a touristic area. Why take it to that place?
Well, we can go and then you can, I think it's best that we go on the ground and you can see. There was an article going, making the rounds that we have cut rainforest. There's no such thing. I've been there a few days ago. I can show you some photos on my phone that I took. And then you'll be able to show that the area that we are going to be using is going to be an area that will not have no contention.
It won't affect the environment.
No, it will not. In fact, if there's anything, we'll be probably putting a waste plant, but there's no environmental protection there. Because when, for example, when they anchor at Moritown, is there a protection, environmental protection issue there? No. When they anchor at Kisi, is there any environmental protection issue there? No. The whole reason why Black Johnson was chosen is because of the depth of the water. And besides, we have less destruction to do in terms of people's livelihood or people breaking down houses.
Won't it affect tourism?
No, it won't. I wish you could have gotten this from the minister herself. The tourism area is very much untouched. It's going to be very much untouched. Development goes side by side. Most tourists that come in anyway, they do sport fishing and other things. So I think fishing and tourism goes together.
Okay.
Both of us, our areas of work is basically around the waterways and the coastal areas.
Are you collaborating with other agencies on this?
Yes.
Okay, finally, with the reaction from the public, will government have a second thought on this?
I don't know. I have to engage the public. Maybe the public reaction is because they haven't got exact information on the location. But as I've told you, I've got pictures from my phone. The location itself should not really be a place that has got
we're extending an open invite to you now, Madam Minister, to have you on AYV TV to explain this further, because we've got a lot of viewers who've been asking questions.
I think, first of all, let the process take place. Let us go to the community and engage people, and then from the community, we'll be able now to deliberate on whatever issues. If we sit in the offices and we sit around in the corners and just out of thin air start complaining, we will go to the ground itself and see what is the impact. Yes, okay. I think that is the best way forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Minister. We appreciate your time. We'll follow up on this matter.
Okay, so Yusuf Doyeri from the Minister of Fisheries. One thing this government made a boast of, not the weakness than they always talk about transparency, they always talk about engagement, they always talk about openness. But here we have today, most of the things the way they do, they can done before ever people they know about them. And look at this now, even the minister they talk about engagement now after they don't done all things. So whether people are okay or they're not okay, nobody not care again. Yeah. Then just now like ambush, then just can boss by the people like that and say, hey, this place don't done, not on a union again. Yeah. We go now this thing. Yeah. Now like I get this thing now, I say this na me on I see there, then he just grab can say, hey, we don't pay for them. My manager not even tell me. So whether I'm happy or I'm not happy, then I'm going. Now, in the situation where they happen right now. They don't do all of this. They don't take $55 million, for say this now in the project. They don't arrange, don't settle everything, and then the people they left in dark. The people they remember say they get the young private property them, now that area then be don't left in dark. Not only when the rumor begin come out, then they know, even the contracts, lawyers and don't request as per freedom of information. Law, they're not able to get all of them things, and it's 1 or 2 wait and see. They're not able to know waiting at the real details of this thing, the impact, all of things in the. And the lawyer then say people they really get rights for know about them things they are. So, but now you see the caretaker don't put them as part of a own, a success story, for the year 2020 and 2021, and where you get a lot of people and where they cry, in the bluff. And then get happiness and joy over that one day, but yet still in your own people them they cry, you know, say they not get the kind of thing where they need, they not get justice in all of them things, and they and just pull place na their hand, pull bread na their mouth, all of them things, and they fishermen in the end that way kill normally the fish. So it means say number one, if they troll them, they can at that side, they, you know, the fish then they run go other side, they're not even for breeding at that side again. It means say the fisherman they get for the go now far side for go. But again, then say that because of the depth of that place they make, then give day to the Chinese people them for let them they, you know, put the troll them, you know, for let them troll them the slam na that side. But yet still, according to them, not get any environmental, you know, repercussion, no damage, and no get for cost, because they make mention or reference to Aberdeen or whatever more you turn with they can slam day or then the bath they don't ever get then kind of thing, and they go on day. So as it is now the situation this now with Black Johnson, now we all know say nothing no day, there is no turning back. Caretaker don't put him as part of his success, and then the minister, if you listen, they ask the minister if they can, because of the backlash from the public, if they can able for look and reverse back. You don't even know, you say no, they need for go engage the people them. And we all know say whether they engage the people them now or not, now just nothing no get for come up behind. Now like the cyber crime waiting, we parliament say no go engage the people them, nothing no get for come up there. They can talk, try for convince one to the whole meeting, they agree or not agree, they go back, we don't do consultation no, and say okay, thank you, don't try, don't. At least people they don't know about this thing. So this is not the situation right now inside the country with regards things that way they happen, you know. We they give out, you know, this we they see other side them, for example, like Ghana, where now we use example where we collect for make, don't forget about Tanzania. Let's go to Ghana, where then cacao, for example, where then they plant and say now we need for add value to them before we export them. Here we they get all thing raw, just pull and go to them. The how they call them vice caretaker, the other day the apprentice they talk about out there for add value, but imagine how much value the former chief minister, we now a foreign affairs minister, talk about gold. We while they add value to right now inside from illegal to something we go bring benefit to we. So the question is how much benefit we don't they get from all of them things on there. Plenty things then the way the caretaker talk about. We go try for go inside, but that no be today. We go try for continue tomorrow, and then we see waiting we go add for let we add more color on taste to them. So today me just try for make let it be very strict, count different things then for you for let you see, and then it go left to you now for assess whether we very serious about things then all the things that we don't talk about, the light business, the infrastructure, the water, the fishing, you know, all of them things there. So you will get for see now and see, because I know plenty people now they vex. Then the vex say this, some people they say they know they trust this caretaker one because they promises them well. In other words, when they can say they're not can call and promise and say they lie down beaucoup, they parole lie too much per way. So now people and they know they believe it in they talk. Well, that is I think it up to you for say. Then you get other one then where they come and say, yeah, God bless caretaker BO because he don't do very good work inside the APC 10 years, 11 years, nothing, they not do power water, they not do power infrastructure, they not do power nothing. But here we have today, they say God bless caretaker because we they move now. Yes. So let we move. We want to make sure say we move until we reach. But mark you, most of the things them, like for example, they say most of the projects and where the last government do on the road infrastructure, na Pakaba na input them together. Well, I think say Pakaba the only one way I know say Pakaba put together. Now the one way get for do it this hillside bypass road. Now the oldest project amongst all. But all the other one them now no, because the one they are na recent agreements them. Where most of them are inside the second 5 year of the caretaker, now then puts them into reality, you know. So, but hillside bypass road are the oldest projects where they're not able to finish it till now. Where 3 governments they work on now. So, the SLPP under Pakaba, you know, APC under Anes Baikoma, SLPP under Marabio. So, they work on this same hillside bypass road. But apart from that, all the other one them, the Ring Road, the Wellington, Pendembo, Kailaon, the Bob and the Juma, all of them were there. So now them way this government, the last government put into place. And then we get to themselves where this government self they try for make sure say then do for the things then could go on the right way. Well, I think saying that so far for we inside this program. The bottom line in all of this, how they call them, government na continuity, we go like for see some of them things that's where they don't promise, because we find out say the promises them of this government more than the action. So instead of they talk and do, I think na talk and do. Then they talk and do small. They're not that they know they do, then they do, but then they talk and do small. You know, and Lumumba, I think I'll get the name now. Lumumba, but I guess Pelo Lumumba, I think I get him, if I get it right, yes. It's we say, when you do something, you dey shut up, you know they talk boku. You dey allow you work for speak for you. But now we see say, now the people and they speak for the work. We mean say, now weak things them we dey see, and more voice and loudness. You know, more of talks, because we the people of we like for your sweet talking. We like for your promise system. So these people know say when them promise we will feel happy, even if we not get in for it. When them promise we will feel good. But take this into consideration. 2023, they tell we say we will get enough food. 2023, plenty things that will come up. Starting from the bridge, the airport, the bakery, agriculture, we get for those food and other things. Them and then roads, them, you know, street lights, traffic lights, pedestrian bridges and all. Get for the we go make we yard the very, very unique. Well, we dey wait for see. We self go glad for lay. We see we yard prosper, we yard go before, and we self make boast say this now we yard. But other side, the way then they do something, then they talk, oh, then just they do. Look right now, Ghana. Now the airports and they build back soon. After then, they don't do the extension. Now then they build another airport. When now we they try for do extension, don't cause a lot of noise by that extension. And they, so you see, now then they build another airport. We in an international airport where they get specific location them where in the handle. As now so they normally do. Some flights where they come from we had another side, then for example, then they now the old extension, the old airport, then the new extension, then get other flights where they come up from the Western world where they go there. Then now they don't begin build another one where get for house plenty. Oh my God! So they are doing more work than talking. So you see, then they move. If you go into Accra, for example, the center of Accra, you see things then difficult again there because the cost of living high, but yet still you see things them, visible things them, people then they pay attention to them because in terms of democracy, from Obama don't recognize them for democracy and all. So then they move, you know, in another like we, people them get things for those, so they know they pay attention on politics. But we don't get things for those, so we pay attention on politics and other things them. But until we meet again, I hope say things will get better for we had. So we all go smile and say this na the country where we call home. On behalf of the management and my brother, we na Baibure, and we lovely viewers them, we na we family members them. One for tell you plenty thank you for we don't share, for we don't comment, you don't react. One for say we get plenty love for you. But we get 55 likes. If you just rise up to 100 na YouTube, that could be very cool. Yeah, one for tell you plenty thank you for where you join me inside the program today. Until we meet again tomorrow inside another beautiful edition of a program we want to say God bless we all and let God make we country Sierra Leone where we can call we are move to the level where we want them so things will get better. Yeah? Until we meet again, one love to we all. God bless we all. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for you help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.